Hello and welcome. Today is a good day because we're going to try to unbox the UCF Death Star without, well, basically destroying the rest of this Lego room, because this thing is absolutely massive and it weighs quite a lot. So that is one of the first things we're going to do within this upload, is actually weigh the thing just to see the exact weight of it. Now, of course, what we're going to do as per normal is take a very, very detailed look at the box artwork, open the thing up, have a look at the instruction booklets, the sticker sheets and everything like that, because it is a very, very nice experience opening these up, because they do put a lot of effort in to all the instruction booklets and obviously everything like that. And I haven't spoiled it for myself because I have absolutely no idea what the inside of this box looks like. So with that being said, let's get to it. So we are going to try and weigh this first. Now, they give it to you in an absolutely enormous bag. Now, you've probably seen people walking around in the last few days, coming around your shopping malls and supermarkets and everywhere like that, where they have a Lego store with one of these. Now, you can see why this is going to be an interesting unboxing, because I've done no prep whatsoever. I've not moved anything out of the way. I have the Avengers Tower literally right on my shoulder. Sometimes with the bigger bits and pieces, I try and move the stuff out of the way so it doesn't go wrong. Whereas I have literally gone to the shop with Jay's Toy Collection UK and come straight back and film this with no hesitation. So I'm going to try and put this back in the bag, and then I'm going to use the most accurate scales I have, which is actually a suitcase weighing scale, because these things are perfect. Because obviously if they're wrong, and if my suitcase is too heavy, you get charged. They've never ever let me down. I am not going to add in the giveaways, because if you were to get this delivered, I think the giveaways would be in a different box. So they do give you the giveaway and the current giveaway obviously separately thrown in the bag. So there's a lot going on. But like I said, this bag is huge. Now, I'm not too sure what the easiest way is to do this. I'm assuming it's going to be like this. Flip it over, tie the thing together, and then we should be good to go. So, making sure there's nothing missing. I don't think there is. I think it's all in there. Right. Now, I'm actually quite scared if I drop this too hard, you're going to fall off, or I'm actually going to break the table, because I have broken these tables in the past. So that is that. So can we get this a little bit more level? Right, we've got the handles together, so that's what I need. I need the two, those two we'll go for. So this thing is pretty cool because you just wrap it round on itself. And then what I've now got to try and do is lift it off the table without hitting that Avengers Tower. So let's turn this thing on. I'll give it to everybody in kilos first, and then I can hit the unit button, and it should be able to give it to us in stone as well. So depending on where you're watching this from, so I'm going to break the maximum. So maximum of this is 50 kilos or 110 pounds. So my big concern is it's going to spin. And if it spins, we are going to be breaking things. So where should I try and do this? This I haven't thought through. I can't step back enough and I'm going to fall down the loft hatch. I'm going to come to you. Like I said, this is just a raw, uncut thing that we do. Well, I do. I don't think anybody else does anything this sort of stupid. Might be worth actually me moving the table. But I think I'm going to have to. I think I'm actually going to have to take the table out to be able to pick this up, to then put it back down again. So give me 2 seconds. No, don't give me 2 seconds. I'm going to do this raw. This is going to be the most uncut unboxing I think I've ever done. How can I get this off? What can I put it on? Because I'm literally going to trip over it both ends. I think I've got more space this side. I am so close. Am I going to miss that? Yes, I am. Now, if I can get it on the floor, I can pick it up. So, let's just pick it up rather than moving the table. Where are we at? Alright, spinning, spinning, spinning. It is settling at 16.63 kilo. 16.63, which is 36.66 pounds. So yeah, it's got some weight. 16.63 kilo. I will do it one more time to make sure it wasn't on anything. I'm not too sure if you can actually see what I'm attempting to do. So you can go just here. Let's attach this back through. Right. It must have been stuck on something because that is saying 15.7. So there we go. It's got some weight. So it's over 15 kilos in weight, between 15 and 16. It's hitting everything as it's spinning around. I don't have the full space to do it, but it gives you an idea of just how big this thing actually is, especially when you're trying to do it in an attic in the UK and you are struggling for ceiling height, because that's the next comical value of this, is just how this is actually going to come back out. So we are going to move you there, crawl back under the table, get the chair out of the way. Right, so I've got to do that. Out of the way. And now we're in the shipper box. Now it's upside down in the shipper box. I didn't open it up. They just opened it up in store to make sure that it was actually, I guess in there, and that's what the base of it looks like. And I can already see a huge problem. Have I got the ceiling height? Have I got the ceiling height? Let's soon find out. So that should try to be easier. That way? Yeah, if I go this way and get it right on the table, I might have a bit more ceiling up, but my arm's not long enough. So we'll start that way and twist it. You're gonna come through. Oh, you are joking. Oh. You would have thought it would have, with the weight of it, just wanted to slide out, but we'll flap it open. And in the words of Jay, flip open the flap. I know he's hashtagged that, but tough. That's been used a few times today. Let's see now if this will. I think you're now facing the wrong way. That's embarrassing. So I don't know how much of that you've missed. I told you it was going to be raw. I told you. Oh, we'll put you back there. Because this is bouncing the table that you're on. So you're actually on top of the roller coaster. I could have just done this really neat and tidy like everybody else and gone, oh yeah, it's easy. It's not. It's not easy. This is going to be a big problem. Right. So, I don't know if you saw it the first time, but I did try and pick it up and the flaps didn't open, but now, right, that's how we want it. Have I got the clearance? Oh, have I? Oh, what is that? Like the innards of the box. Oh, that's got to come. Come on. I do not want to hit the lights. I think I've just hit the lights. Are we out? This is a big old box, but we are open, nice and smooth. Right, so it's actually the right way around. It's got the minifigures on top, which to be honest looks great. And I didn't see the box in the store. I didn't look at it like that. So it's opposite way around to what the others are. So this is where the fun and games begin, because I've now got to put this somewhere. So then just tower. That is there. Let's make some space. Breathe. Right, okay, so I think I'm going to watch this back and just fingers crossed that you are pointing the right way. So this is a beautiful looking thing. Yeah, we'll have to, also don't know what's the easiest thing to do. Might pull you down to take a look at the box artwork externally, then open it up with you up there, and then pull the boxes out individually, and then bring you back over. Yeah, I think that would be the easiest thing to do, and because I don't want to forget to show you something. Right, so like I said, this is very, very, very detailed indeed. This is, I think, should be bright enough. If I put another light against it, I think it's going to reflect. So all the minifigures are up at the top, and they do give you obviously all of the names on this one. So for people like me, it is a little bit helpful. But you've got Luke, Princess Leia, Han, Chewie, Obi-Wan, C-3PO, R2-D2, and then it comes down. So the droid, is who we couldn't figure out yesterday, is 5D6 RA7, and then you've got all of the others. You've got the directors, the generals, the admiral, the colonel, the imperial dignity, the emperor, sorry, been a long week. And you've got all the different stormtroopers, the imperial gunner, the imperial crew member. That one people have been going absolutely mental for. And then you've got all of the others. Now, learning in store where this one actually hides, I am very, very much looking forward to doing the live build series and actually showing you all the different bits and pieces that this thing has to offer. Because even the box, it looks very, very flat with regards to the detail, whereas this sticks out massively. Huge hole at the bottom where the shaft comes down. There's a bridge here that moves. The rope swing moves. This flat bit opens up as well. There's a lot to this. So it is the Lego Death Star from Star Wars. It is the UCS collection, so the Ultimate Collector's Series. Obviously the Star Wars and Disney logo is in the bottom right, and then it is an 18+ item number 75419, 9,023 pieces. And obviously it is a chunk. On this side, if it is in any of the stores side on, not going to be difficult to miss because, well, it's a huge laser on the one side. That was a bit of a worry for me. I didn't know the way the laser would be in proportion, but it is. Now you have got all the different scenes on here. So you've got the sort of meet and greet scene up at the top, and then you've got him when he's flying away. You've got the battle scene. You've got the sort of the security scene, trash compactor, and then you've got the prison, and then you have got all sorts of other little bits and pieces going on with regards to sort of the guns and everything like that. And then you've got the dimensions underneath. So it's 31 inches in width, 27.5 inches wide. So it's just over 3 base plates in width, and it's just under 3 base plates in height. But the depth is just over a base plate at 10.5 from the back of the stand to the front. Now the back of the stand is in line with the glass bit at the top. So it is still flush, but it goes flush to the wall, so the stand will hit the wall just as the back window hits the wall. But of course, I would imagine you wouldn't want to scratch the piece. Now on the other side, well, that is what a lot of people might have wanted. Just one of those, which looks like an absolute massive moon. And you can see Star Wars Ultimate Collector's Series. Now going all the way back to the front, that is that. Now what they have done in the past, and I don't know if they've done this on this one, is on the, no, they haven't. They've just done. Oh, we've already seen the bottom, haven't we? They've just done that at the bottom because on the 8080 they had a foot in the snow, so that might actually be a little bit easier with regards to the lighting. So a couple of seconds left on there. You can see all the red on the artwork on there. I'm going to place you back up, get over to the other side, rip this thing open and see what the inside looks like. So of course the clever thing would be to make some space where I'm stood. Did I? No. But I have got a cutting device so we can get tucked straight in. So we have got 1, 2, 3. And then we're in. So, as I said, we'll get you a closer look after. I have no idea from this point onwards what is going to be involved with regards to the box artwork or anything. So we have got a really, really nice bit of artwork on the inside. These boxes are the kind of things that if you had the space, you could flat pack, cut up, put up on the wall, frame, you know, whatever it is that you wanted to do, because they always do really nice bits and pieces. And then from there, wow, okay, that's something different. So again, I'll get you in much closer, but we have got an amazing bit of artwork with a quote at the top which says, "Fear will keep the loyal system in line, fear this battle station." So that's what that looks like. Really impressive. And then we're in there's Darth Vader's back of Darth Vader's head. I think that's what it is. They've done like a light scene, I think. You've got the three boxes, big chunky boxes as well. So there's going to be lots of different bits and pieces in each one of these. Obviously, we'll open these up and take a look at exactly what is what. Hoping I can just get the one out. He says. So these are going to be close to 5 kilos each, I think. We're out with that one. That's one. Looks like it's a chunky one for number 2. There we go. Rip the box. We've got the band all the way around the outside of these, and then number 3 is obviously number 3. So I'm running out of room very quickly, so we'll bring you in nice and close. I think what we'll do now, we'll just open these boxes closer, just see everything a little bit closer. That way I don't have to keep sort of crawling through, and we'll see exactly what is what, I think. So we have got, yeah, that one. There we go. We've got enough for that. Right, let's tuck in to all the box artwork. So you can just see how much space this is already taking up. So I dread to think what it's going to do when we start to open these things up, because this is a full IKEA table it's on, and the table is, well, it's a metre. It is a metre wide, and there's absolutely no space whatsoever. So I'm going to need some serious prep to be able to actually build this thing, especially on a live stream. So what we're going to do first is we are just going to move box 3 off the top, put that back onto box 1 and 2. Get that out of the way completely, I think. Take a quick look at the box artwork, get this out the way, and then we can actually make some space on top of the table. So that is obviously what you've already seen. That is then the artwork for this, which I think does look very clean. It's a very nice looking thing. And then this was that. So if you're a fan of this, I would imagine some people might actually cut these out. Is that allowed to do, or do you just keep it? Because if you keep it mint, you're never ever going to see it. So surely you've got to open this up and enjoy these kind of things. I know some people like to keep these mint in box, but there is sort of something quite special about the UCS Star Wars stuff. They kind of tried to do with the Avengers Tower, but they seem to have it more nailed with the Star Wars bits and pieces. So I'm going to rest you just on box number 2, and we are going to make some space by putting this out the way, and then you're just going to tuck in and see exactly what is going on box number 1. So, best way of doing this, I don't know. Best way of doing this, do we put you here? I think that's what we are going to do. Like I said, without any prep and planning, when it comes to this kind of thing, never 100% sure. But if I put you just on those bits of wood, you should now see the top of that table, which then allows me to do this. You can see the whole box there or thereabouts. Raise you up just a little bit higher. And it's almost like we know what we are doing. So I do like the band that goes all the way around the outside of this. And of course you've got the 3 lightsabers just at the top, just here, which is well, that's a nice looking thing as well. Let's see if I can just spin. That's all the lights basically on this box, because I know it reflects and it's quite dark, but I think that's the best that we can do. So we want to get this open and see what this is all about. Now this looks like it's got the foldable bits. Now actually in the box artwork there is quite a lot of patterning. Hopefully that should come through on the camera. So you should be able to see there. I'm assuming that this is the back walls of bits and pieces. I hope that comes through cleanly enough, because it's all slightly different. None of that looks the same, but that's the band, that's the lightsabers. And now let's see what's going on. So we've got four tabs. So that is 1, 2, and we have got a 3 and a 4. 3. Come on. 4. Right. What's in this one? Are the instructions going to be in number 1, or are they going to screw me? So, is there more tabs in that? I cut 4. Oh, there is 6. There you go. Always the case. So you've got 6 tabs. No, you haven't. Have I not cut one? Oh, I did. Oh, they're on the side. There are 4. Tab on the side is 5. Tab on the other side is 6. Now, before I actually open all of these up and can't actually get them back together neatly, because I have to put them all back in the box, if I do this and spin this around so it matches, you now might start seeing what I was seeing before when I was trying to put 2 and 2 together with regards to what was going on. So that was what I saw. So you've got all this red, you've got the silhouette of the helmet, and you've got the red on that side, and then on the other side it's just Lego Star Wars. So it just says Lego Star Wars on the other side. So there's no fancy artwork on the other side. It is only on the one. Right, now all of these are open. We've got more artwork on the outside of the box. That's pretty cool. But before we even look into all of the bags, you've got more artwork all in there, which I'm trying to figure out what those 3 pieces are. Don't know if that's the laser sort of waking up or what. And then you've got the very, very dark image. I mean, that is dark. It's almost like a window slit, which it is. So you've got the window slit all around the outside, and then you've got the earth. So I'm assuming that's sort of like their bit that they were looking at. That's the bottom with the window slits, and then on this side, that's a cool little thing. So you've got all of the artwork just on the side, and then you've got the Imperial shuttle. Okay, so the inside of the box, you know what I'm looking for. Where is the sticker sheet? Is there anything breakable? How many bags are there? We're going to have I hope we only have one of each bag and just the bag numbers are high, basically. So if I see 2 6s, I might start crying, but we have a 6, a 10. I will see, obviously we'll see the highest bag number in box 3, so I'm not going to be counting all of these up, but so far we're already at the bag 25. Now there looks like there's smaller bag inside bag 2, 4, but where is the instruction sheet? What is this? So that's the bit that you do not want to get scratched, because obviously that is the back window, so you've got to be very careful when you put it in. It has got the printed plaque now, so obviously they're now not stickers. So for all the UCS sets now, they are printed, but it does seem to be that they have given us quite a few stickers in this from what I could see online. But this is, if you were to build one, it would actually be 160 kilometers in, well, big. That thing is massive, and it holds 843,000 passengers, and it holds 265,000 plus and 56,276 gunners. So I think I might need maybe a few more troopers. But we still haven't got to the instruction booklet. Ah, here we go. Right at the very, very bottom. Now, I'm assuming with just how thick this is, they've only given us... Oh, no. They've only given us the one. That could be a disaster. That's the new flat pack design. So I just put the instruction booklet on it, and it's so heavy it flat packed the top of the box. That could have gone straight over and straight onto the Avengers Tower or the Joker Manor, but luckily it missed. So I'll keep this to the top. Apple had a technique to get all of these in, and I wasn't paying any attention whatsoever, but there is definitely a lot of them in here. Right, can we just get you back on here, because I think we're going to have to open up the second and the third one. Now obviously what I'm going to do is we're going to have a very quick look at the instruction booklets individually, and then I will go online and we'll actually see it all, so you can see it all properly, and that's probably how we'll actually end up the video. With regards to the size of the box and things like that, when it comes to the once the thing's actually built, we will do a full comparison with some of the other UCS Lego sets, and we will do a size comparison of the box as well. But like I said at the start of the video, from what I can gather, and this is information thanks to Jay, they basically fill the box. So it's almost at the maximum weight that they can do. So obviously they're only going to be able to ship certain size boxes with regards to airmail and all that kind of stuff, and then they might break the next price packet. Now, I'll cut myself off because I have seen the sticker sheet. Oh, that is vile. That is vile. That is horrible. That is not something you want to see. So, the sticker sheet. Oh, no. So we have got 4 number 1s, 2 number 2s, 1 3, 1 4, 1 5, a 6, a 7 and 8, 1 9, 1 10, 1 11, 12, 13, 14. So there's not, oh, there we go. There's 3 22s, 4 20s, 3 19s, 2 18s, 2 17s. They're all different, so we can't get them wrong. 27 to 33. We obviously know where they are. We've got the wanted poster for a couple of ones. I mean, I wonder if that's target practice as well. I wonder if the instruction booklet has its language. I wonder if they've done what they've done with Ninjago, because all of this seems to be in its own language. It must be. That'd be pretty cool to decipher and figure out. That would be an interesting upload. I learned to try and speak whatever it is they speak. I don't know what that would actually their language would be. Oh, we might have all the instruction booklets. Well, there's 2. So many instruction booklets are there going to be? So what do we have? Raise you up ever so slightly. So, Star Wars on the back, Disney logo on the front. Booklet is available in English, Dutch, yada yada yada. Number 1 at the top, 75419, number 1. We've got the builder bit as you come through. Let's get you up here and just hold you as steady as I can so we can see this for the first time together. And it's got That's No Moon on the one side, and of course you've got that bit on the other. I will get this back up on the screen at the very end for those people that actually want to read it. The history. A brief history of the LEGO Death Star. That'll be very, very interesting. So 2005, it was 3,449 pieces. 2008, 3,800. 2016 was the last one. Oh, so much later. So that was out ages, because I think it was discontinued in 2020. So that came out, I didn't think it was that long ago, but 2016 was 4,000 pieces. So yeah, nearly 10 years waiting for this one. And then 2025, 9,000. So we've gone from being 25 inches tall. The first one was huge. 25 inches tall and 19 inches wide. Second one was 16 inches tall, 16.5 inches wide. The next one was 16.16. And now we've gone 27.31. So this one and this one close together, I think would look pretty cool, to be honest. Right, then we have, that's a space station up at the top. And then you've got the Death Star 2. And then you've got the ultimate power in the universe. And then, oh, that's where it's from. It is that. That is what's on the outside of the box. So that's obviously it ready to project its massive laser. I'm assuming everything that's red is not going to be involved in this. And then we're just doing this. Oh, this should be interesting. And then we've got the docking bay 327. So it says now boarding. And then we have got a couple of cool little bits and pieces. So like I said, we'll go through this using the actual website so you guys and girls can see it a little bit cleaner. And then obviously you can pause it wherever it is you need to pause it, and I can read it all properly as well. But we kick off with bag number 1, obviously. And then, yes, it is. So there's 371 steps until you tuck into booklet number 2. And all you are achieving in all of that is, wait for it, that is it. That is this whole booklet, which means then what we're doing in booklet number 2, there's even more bits. So that's it. That's it for booklet. There's going to be 6 instruction booklets. So that's the next bit on that side. Exit this way, Master and Apprentice. Got the cool trash compactor scene. Obviously you've got the chute, so obviously this is what you're going to be building. Narrow escape, obviously with all the minifigures, and then you've got obviously these two as well. And then we start off with bag 15 with Chewie, and all we're doing is building that. And then what we've just seen, that then takes us all the way to page 195 before we start booklet number 3. So, you know what we're going to need to do now. We're going to have to put these two back, open up the next box. I am thinking that there's only the one instruction, the one sticker sheet, because obviously these are all up. I'm hoping that that is it, because if there's another one hidden in the next instruction book, none of that would ever make any sense whatsoever. And then hopefully we should be okay. Right, let's get. This is where it's going to get a little bit tricky, because we're going to just have to play past the box around. So that we'll put that on top. We do not want that scratched and damaged. Even though that piece looks like it's going to be one of the last pieces to be done, so they put it in the first box for a reason. Is that going to get squished? There we go. That's better. That's better. Okay, right. Trading number 1 for number 2. Now, my only concern, because they are the style of boxes that once you've opened them up, they don't like to stay closed. I might have to put that back in its actual box. So I just have to keep my eye on that, because I do not want that one to open up, because that would be catastrophic in a teary moment. So the same thing with this one. You can see, you could just, the difference is you've got box number 2. Everything else is the same. You've seen the Darth Vader bit and everything else, so that is nice. So we'll get open these six tabs. So there'll be 1, 2, that is 3 and 4 down the sides. Spin it round. And then we have got 5 and 6. So yes, very impressed with its girth with regards to what it was like at the Lego store. So yes, I am using that terminology because I was shocked by just how chunky it was. How have we got different artwork down here? So we have, look what it is. It is all the cheeses coming in. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 cheeses. A lot of X-Wings. It's this dark bind on the box. So I know it's looking dark on the camera, but it actually is. I'm looking through the camera and looking at the box, and it's there or thereabouts as dark as each other. There is the laser being shot at the planet. And then there is, well, the Falcon. So there's lots of different bits and pieces going on with this, but we want to see what this instruction booklet is saying with regards to, is there any more history of stuff? I think with the amount of volume of bags, it is going to be 1 bag per thing. And again, this is on the bottom. So, and 37 back in. This box, second box, looks a little bit chunkier. So let's see what this one is already. So again, they've changed. Obviously, now as we know, they've gone from the plastic to the paper to the instruction booklet. Right. So 4 and 3. 3 feels extremely chunky. So what is in this? More. So you are getting, well, it's easy to see, isn't it? Grey. You're doing the grey. So that is what's on that. So it looks like you're doing the tractor beam. This is a great looking bit where you've got the bridge and everything like that. So it just goes up and up and up. So you've got the famous scene in there. You've got all of the different minifigures that's included, and then of course you've got the battle, and then we crack on. So bag 26 is just the starry back wall. That starts at page 9. I'm going to go all the way through to page 303 for the next bag, and that's that bit. So again, it is going to be a monstrous build. I don't know how many hours this is actually going to take. I'm sure people do this very, very quickly. I'm thinking of just doing a live, well, I am going to be doing a live stream build, and we'll just figure out if I do it an hour at a time or 2 hours at a time and just tuck in. Probably going to be an hour and a half to 2 hours at a time, maybe twice a week if we can. That's the next bit. So the last 2 bags, and it's just going to be this top bit. So you've got the conversation where it's all happening. Now that's where the stickers are. I wonder what this is all about. I wonder if it's part of the game. Maybe you recognise some of the posters on the side wall. You guys are going to have to let me in on that, because maybe it is part of the game. This artwork is beautiful, so I will obviously have a proper read of it shortly. But bag 42, Vader with his white face. That is nice to see. I'm sure I've got one of those like that already, but you always forget that he's got his white face underneath there. And then that goes all the way through 222 pages to booklet number 5. So we are now opening up box number 3 of 3. There was no hidden surprises in that one, I don't think, with regards to any stickers. or other pieces. So I think they've just given us all of the pieces we need in that first box. I'm assuming it's just a case of tuck in and do your best to go through these. But to get all of these sorted, you're going to have a huge amount of space just to be able to get set up. So it's going to take a while for me to actually set up for this live stream. So it should be interesting. So that is number 2 down. Same principle. We will then swap to number 3. So down for 2. Up we come for 3. Right, this is the smaller one. So nothing changes externally apart from literally just the number 3 on the outside, which is fine because obviously some of the bits and pieces they change ever so slightly. Some of them are kept exactly the same. Same principle with this. We'll cut off all of the bits and pieces that need to be cut. And then what happens at the end of this? Because I have obviously got the AT80 box artwork on that. A little bit more colourful than this because the actual internal box for the AT80 is that one just there, where you've got the shoe prints on. But that is a completely different style of thing because that one was still like an open flap box, whereas this one obviously it has the lid, and then we've got the extra artwork all around the outside, and it looks like there's some explosions going on with this one. So it is, you've got some fiery bits and pieces, lots and lots of X-Wings coming through. And again, of course, you've got the X-Wing and the TIE Fighter. Both of those are retiring in UCS form this year. Something's gone bang and exploded in that. A little minifigure going absolutely flying. Really been that brutal? I don't think they would have been. It's probably just a random part. You've got all the red in the top corner, and obviously you've got that bit just in there. And then you've got these cool looking things as well. So they're the TIE Interceptors, aren't they? They look great. Right, I can see bag number 75 on top. So this really is a chunk. Really is a big thing. I have in the past poured all the bags out because there was stuff hidden within it, but I don't think there's going to be, so I'm not going to do that on this one. And we are literally going to open up this, and then we are going to go over to the LEGO website. You guys and girls can then have a quick look at the instruction booklet. Then we will end on having a quick look at the box artwork for the giveaway purchase, and we'll show you on the box exactly where that is going to go. So again, a huge difference, which I personally think is probably an improvement, is with regards to these instruction booklets. The actual Falcon instruction booklet was, when it was open, was 1 meter. So it was the length of the table. So when you tried to build anything, you couldn't do it. Whereas obviously, clearly, this is just a normal size instruction booklet. In fact, this one's really skinny. So number 6. So number 5, that's a bit more chunky. We are up to the top where we have got the battle of the little bits and pieces going on. Also, we've got all these really nice looking minifigures. That purple on the chair looks fantastic as well. Yeah, look at it, it's all purple. I didn't notice that before, so we're going old school Undertaker colours there. I think Jay will be extremely happy with that. This thing is enormous. I thought it might have needed to be a little bit bigger going by the actual images on the LEGO website, but no, it's a beast. And then obviously we've got all these little bits and pieces, and by the looks of it, they're prints. I might look at the instruction sheet again off camera, but I think they might be prints, which would be nice. So that's your throne room. There's your laser. There's fire when ready, and of course that's the scene with that. So that's the cool bit with the guy in there. And then you've got Fulfill Your Destiny with another 5 figures, obviously 6 because you get them twice. And then you've got the sort of meeting of the 2. And then we tuck into number 55 with the droid. All the way to the end. That takes us then to step 2028, page 279, before we start booklet number 6. So, the final booklet, of course it's going to be right at the top, and you're building the shuttle. But look who you get. You've got to wait all the way to the end to get the rubber ducky in the hot tub with, I'm assuming, a little tape player. Because obviously this is from the Lego game, and this thing alone is worth an absolute fortune. I cannot believe how much this minifigure is going for, so I will not be selling it, but it is a rather good investment. So you can see, have a blast for VIP travel, best laid plans, and some more film artwork. Now that looks like it's from, I do believe, I'm going to say Endor. Could be wrong, but it might be. Only going by what Jay was saying yesterday. Is it Rogue One? Endor, Rogue One? Something along those lines. I don't think it's from the original trilogy. No, it is. Yeah, they are different. They are different ones. So special mentions, which we'll take a look at with the box artwork, with the artwork that's in there. So if you wanted to know where to find it, bag 75, and it's there. I think I might have to have this one actually just walking around rather than hidden in the tub, maybe. But it is a pretty cool thing. You could potentially just get some more with different coloured shorts, obviously non-official Star Wars shorts, but you still just put the helmet on and get them from maybe some of the lifeguard sets. But that is the build. That's what's got everybody excited. That's it. So the whole thing, it is 2 pages and it's built, and then you've got the little duck with the cup and it goes in. So there was all of that hype, and it just hides right at the top, and the flat bit opens up. Now we are going all the way to the end, which then takes us for this one. We've got the plaque and plinth. So we are for that. Right, they've sort of done it differently on this one. So we've got 117 pages, all the different bits and pieces like that. So that is all of the different instruction booklets, all of the little different bits and pieces. So now what we'll do is we'll tuck into all of this online so you can see it properly, and we'll read all the little bits and pieces. I told you it's going to be a deep dive, and then we will finish on the giveaway purchase. Right, so we are on the LEGO website and we are looking for the instructions that we need to download the PDF, so then you guys and girls can see it. But how it works, you go into the LEGO website, I always just type instructions up there, takes you straight to the building instructions tab, then you just type in the item number. But as I don't know what the item number is, just type in Death Star. And then there it is. So yeah, 2025 view building instructions. Now we know there's a few of them. So we have got 1 of 6, and we'll start off with that, and then we'll just go from there. So that is how quickly it downloads. So that is obviously the first bit. And then what I want to share with you is the next few bits and pieces. So we've got That's No Moon, that is no moon. So if I zoom in and over, it says, since our first LEGO Star Wars set arrived in our galaxy in 1999, we have released hundreds of detailed models in all scales of all builders, all ages. We listen closely to the fans and look for creative new ways to interpret memorable story moments to enhance the LEGO Star Wars experience. The LEGO Death Star is an undisputed icon in Star Wars lore among LEGO fans and among us designers. This Ultimate Collector Series version combines both elements, or elements of both, the Death Star and the Death Star 2, and is by far the most detailed and largest LEGO Star Wars set in terms of size, mass, and number of bricks and minifigures in the saga of construction of Death Stars, and it is shrouded in scrutiny? So I don't know what that says. And while we can't reveal all of our design secrets, neither, we promise you will get a chance to see the new sides of this spectacular space station. Right. Okay, there we go. There's some big words on that. So that is what the artwork looked like on the first page. Obviously, that is from the first film, because where they thought that was a planet. And then, of course, well, that's sorry, they thought it was a moon. Now, this is the brief history. Now, it's done differently on here. Obviously, it's across 2 pages. So you can see for yourself that the first one, I didn't actually realise was so big, that came out in 2005. So it's the Death Star 2, 3,449 pieces. And like I said, it's 25 inches tall, 19 inches in width. And then we move on to the just the Death Star, which that was one in 2008. What's So it came out in 2008 at 3,803 pieces, and then in 2016, it's just. I'm assuming it's literally what it is. It's literally the same model, isn't it? So I remember reading something about this, and then was this when Disney started to get involved, or something started to happen, or something? And then in 2014, they had to. They reboxed it because I've got a very, very funny feeling. The box artwork on this one is red, and one isn't. So there's actually only been 3 Death Stars then, because obviously this is still the same. Obviously it's a few more pieces, it's 4,016, but the rooms look the same. Maybe a couple more minifigures or something like that. And then we go to, well, this just massive slab of stuff. So over the years, they have actually done the Death Star dirty, a bit like DC then, because I thought there was 4 completely different Death Stars, and obviously the 2016 version is the one that we've seen in the Spider-Man movie, because obviously it's got all the different bits and pieces in. And then you can see that is a space station. The Death Star is the ultimate symbol of the Galactic Empire, and it is Empire's might, a moon-sized space station capable of annihilating entire planet with a single blast. Conceived during the Clone Wars under secret guidance to Darth Sidious, it was supervised and prominent figures like Vice Admiral Ranit and later Morph. I'm just too tired to read all this. Its construction spanned decades and defined setbacks and sabotage along the way. The power of the first Death Star was demonstrated with the destruction of the planet, but then thanks to the Rebel heroes, the Rebel Alliance was able to explore its design flaw by flying down the shaft and shooting one straight into its hole to destroy it during the Battle of Yavin. That is a slight design flaw, that there is a perfectly long shafted tunnel where you can go in and blow this thing up. So basically, when I drop it, it's going to look something like this from the Death Star 2. Now, I'm not going to read everything now because I think this is going to take me forever. And I know that this bit takes ages to render. So if you just need to pause it and read all about the Death Star 2, then obviously please feel free. And then I'm just going to carry on going up slowly so you can see we're now on to the ultimate power in the universe, which it does look. I do like the fact that it gives you all of this information so you can see that from top to the base you can have fun with the dynamic features, keep your 36 minifigures and 2 droid figures busy. Nowhere near enough minifigures in this. Seeing in store today, there needs to be a lot more, just more troopers. Basically, 1 or 2 more minifigures needed from the different cast members, but it's just going to need to have a lot more white helmets dotted about just in groups because it is a little bit empty in certain places. So you can see that is the long shaft being done. Again, a lot of this, I mean, you could probably just print these off if you wanted to and just print one of the ones that you wanted and then have it on your wall. But I can't get over the fact that the first booklet, all of those bags, just does this. So there's obviously a lot of detail going on with that, and you can see now boarding Docking Bay 327. Both crew and visitors, whether it's voluntary or forced, arrive via shuttles or other starships through the hanging docking bay, which out of the lift shaft of the floor. If you're not on the run or hiding from stormtroopers, then take a moment to enjoy the panoramic view of the galaxy. Yeah, see, that bit looks just amazing. So this is obviously what it's talking about, and that one bag where you're making all the stars and everything like that, it does look really, really smart. This is obviously the first time that they've done this shuttle in this scale, and you can see it carries on. So it says, need a lift. Right, getting around the Death Star would be arduous journey by stairs. The minifigure characters can access each floor from the base to the top via an elevator. At the top of the model, turn the small gear wheel knob clockwise to move the elevator car up and counterclockwise to go down. When it reaches the desired level, you can see a small white panel appears on the left of the door, ambient elevator music not included. So you can see that you can obviously just go from one bit to another, so you can keep the minifigures in there. So that is what they are doing just on there. So it looks like you can get two. So you can get two minifigures in there, which is great. And it of a shaft, I've zoomed in on that bit, but it's directly underneath. And it is obviously the two figures that are in that photo. So that is a clever thing. And then we have a better look at the minifigures for you. And again, obviously they've written it in multiple languages. So you have a couple of different variations of Luke and Han along the way. So obviously some of these aren't new, some of these will be new. And then as we come down, you can see you've got the amazing artwork and the photo of the actual laser beam being done. And that is how many troopers you will need. So there is a few more needed, because I do believe that is the shuttle just behind. And I think that's oh, there is, as we come down, and that will be Vader walking down the middle. So yes, there's quite a few more needed on that scene, but you can see that you've got the big pit bit just to the left-hand side, which is included in the set, which you could not see for love or money on the actual official images on the LEGO website. And then that is the first booklet done. So let's move straight on to the second, because we have got 6. So that's why I'm not going to read everything, because it will take a little while to get through. Again, all the artwork as we've seen is all identical. That's the bit where it's showing us off what it is. And here we are. So a bit of a better look of the photos. You can see you've got the nice trash compactor on the left-hand side. So it says exit this way. Master and apprentice to the open blast door leads to the platform where the fateful duel between Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader unfolds with a devastating outcome. The defining moment between Jedi Master and his former apprentice sets the direction for Luke's own Jedi journey. And then obviously you've got this fantastic trash compactor where it looks like it's got everybody in it plus a little eyeball that is on there. So the platform above the trash compactor can be the platform above the trash compactor can be removed, so you can place the Lego Princess Leia, Luke Skywalker, Chewie, and Han Solo minifigures inside from the back of the model. You can close and release the trash compactor walls and close the walls close in and start squashing the discarded debris, and the dreaded Diag. Oh, I have no idea what that says. It rears its creepy face. Oh, so there's going to be quite a few removable panels from this then, because we did see lots of different flaps and other little bits and pieces at the actual Lego store. So there's even more to it than you'd even associate with anything that we saw on the Lego website whatsoever. The garbage chute was a really wonderful idea. What an incredible smell you've discovered. So, Han Solo. I do believe they have redone this, so you can actually go from the prison, fall down 2 flights, and you end up in here. And I am 100% sure that the minifigures will get stuck, because it's me, and it will not end well. So you've got Luke in disguise, Han Solo, Leia, Chewie, all in there. And then you can see you've got C-3PO, R2-D2 on the left and the right-hand side doing all the little bits and pieces. And then we start number bag 15. So we are now moving on to booklet number 3. So we are halfway there. Trying to get through it as fast as possible. And then, like I said, you can then have a quick look at the box artwork from the giveaway purchase. And then we are all done. So that is the next bit. You seem to be making a bit more on this bit. I say a bit more, it's probably just smaller rooms, because obviously the other one was nice and deep. This did look great, and apparently it's got a retractable bridge. So everything's under control, tractor beam. I'm more intrigued to read about. Right, here we go. This is the bit I want to read about. So, level 5, detention block, AA-23, cell 2187. From the cell block control room, the rebels locate Leia's cell. You can remove Leia's cell through an opening in the side of the model, place her inside, and attach the irrigation droid floating next to her bunk. And if you look on the back, you can check if Luke actually does meet the height requirements for stormtroopers. A trash chute leading to the trash compactor is conveniently located nearby for a smooth escape. So there's a couple of different bits and pieces going on that. So I didn't realize you can remove bits and pieces so you can actually get the other stuff in the cell. We have seen the Easter egg of the height chart on the back. So again, there's going to be loads and loads of stuff I'm going to show you during this live stream, obviously live streams, and then obviously in the actual review of this set as well. And they've got no time to hang out. Our rebel overpowers the hangar control room, begins to plan the escape. For the location of the Death Star tractor beam, things take an unexpected turn, and R2-D2 discovers that she's been held in a nearby detention block. And then that's obviously them figuring out all the little bits and pieces, because obviously he's too short to be a trooper by the looks of it. And then you've got the Imperial Force at work. And then we've got the next group of minifigures. Right, moving on to the next instruction booklet. So we are on number 4. So let's go straight down to the next one. And again, all looks exactly the same on the front. You can see again where the bits and pieces are going to be built. Right, given into the dark side, and then that is them having a chit chat through. On the back wall screen, the presence of the Empire is always felt, but you can switch to a neutral black background if you don't want him looming over your set. Maybe recognize some of the. Oh, so you can swap it, can you? So there's all of these different things that you had no idea about at the start. So your lack of faith is disturbing, which is obviously the choking scene. Right, so we have got. So many things about that. Right, the table can be removed to place the Imperial Lego minifigures in the chairs in the back from the sliding door. You can access a secret passageway to the hallway and a super lasher dish control. Lasher? What's that supposed to be? Super laser disc control room on the opposite side of the tractor beam shaft. Just extend the bridge from the hallway by turning the gear wheel on the floor, which is pretty cool. And then you've got ready aim in both Death Stars. The super laser is mainly operated from the primary control room, and then obviously the room can be okay. So that's what we want. This room can be removed from the model to either access the floor below or place minifigures through the viewport in the back. You can see Alden before it's blown up. If you turn the small gear wheel on the left side of the model, the view shifts to a devastating destruction of the planet. Oh, right. So some of those stickers are some of the stuff that we see in the box artwork. Then is potentially some of the stuff that we will be able to see and mess around in this. So there's loads going on with this set, and then you can see you've got obviously the actual main shaft bit or the beam, shall I say, more of the figures, and then you've got those two in there. You've got bag 42. So it's actually quite interesting reading all of these, because when we were hearing at the Lego store, it did seem to be that there's a lot going on, but it does seem that every floor has something secret, something removable, something that is like a play feature, and maybe that is why the back is like it is, so you can actually access everything a lot easier rather than putting your hand at the front. So again, you can see what we've just what the next bit is to build. That does look very, very good in person. It does look great. I've literally just uploaded a Lego store tour video as well, and yeah, this thing honestly in person is very, very impressive. But the pictures just do not do it justice. Right, so we have got the dish. What have we got? The dish is fixed to its target and it's ready to fire. You've got 8 beams positioned in an unseen control field. Anything? No. There's nothing on that one. Ready when fire. It's in full view of the laser array. Features additional control panel and screening to monitor the data. So there's another little room it's got. You can see you've got all the little bits and pieces on the right hand side. Again, that does look rather smart. Carried away with that. Let's go back up. So not too far. Then we have obviously the nice artwork. Some more minifigures. Last 2 bits just in there. So that's obviously one of the last figures. And then bag number 55. Right, last instruction booklet. And then we'll go straight into checking out all of the different bits and pieces, well, the box artwork, where it's actually going to go for the giveaway. This is the one that I said just couple of minutes back that everybody is coming after this. People really, really want this. This is not the pod you're looking for. On the top left, the Lego Death Star can retreat for a bit, much needed rest and recovery between the battles and the Planet of Destruction missions. Complete the karaoke machine. That is Smudge meowing in the background because he wants some food. Back at it. So I was saying, behind the scenes, this is not the pod you are looking for. This is the minifigure that everybody is going absolutely crazy for because it is from the Star Wars Lego game. Moving down, you've then got the different bits and pieces. So you've got Hover Blast. If you remove the right-hand side of the throne room roof, if you remove the right-hand side of the throne room roof, the side panel can flip open to reveal a hidden blaster cannon. The blaster cannon room has a small control panel and room for a Lego Gunner minifigure. Now, I am getting quite concerned that a lot of these panels are removable, which means it's just going to disintegrate and start falling apart by itself, like most of the other things of Star Wars do when you breathe on it. So I really, really hope that it's not that bad, and when you do move the bits and pieces, the panels that aren't the ones where they sort of just are wedged in, they're sort of a bit more sturdy. We have got a lot to look forward to. So for VIP travel, you need to be somewhere the Imperial Shuttle can fold out of its wings and engage flight mode, or after a tough day transporting the Emperor, fold up its wings and retract the landing gear and park it in the hangar for display. Both the cockpit and the body can be opened to place the Imperial Shuttle pilot and a passenger on the inside. Right, best laid plan. What have we got on here? This sort of shown next to the console containing the Death Star plans. The side build sticker shows the weakness in the exhaust port built into the design. A decorated 1x2 tile shows the plans. The daughter, Jen Arso, steals from the vault in Rogue One. Can't remember much of Rogue One, to be honest. I always say this. Jay's going to be headbutting the table. Can't remember too much. So I'm assuming that is Rogue One. I said that before. I think it is. And then you've got all of these minifigures. And I think then we've got some more bits and pieces. And we start bag number 75. Right, so we are now going to jump straight back up into the Lego room and have a look at this giveaway purchase. And finishing off with the giveaway purchases. Now, there was 2 available on the day of purchase. This one is obviously just a generic one because it was obviously Halloween at the time that this was bought on the 4th of October. But this is the giveaway that I think a lot of people might be after in a few years' time. I cannot quite understand why this is not a separate set. I would like to think there would be such a stink that they might actually just release it for the £30 price mark and just have it on the shelf with this. I don't know. The only thing that they'll change would potentially take that off or whatever. But as it stands right now, this giveaway purchase is ridiculous amount of money for whatever reason. It doesn't come with any exclusive minifigures. I think it's just because people want something that's very, very hard to find. So this is a 10 plus item number 40771. It's obviously the TIE Fighter with the Imperial hanger rack, because obviously it hangs up on the inside of there. That's where it goes, and it is in the store with it, and it is perfect. It's like it was always meant to go in there and never going to be a giveaway purchase. You have got a pilot, so you've got the TIE Pilot, and then you've got these little bits and pieces on the back, and again it says combining the 75419, and you've got this cool little bit of artwork just on there, and that is the rack that is in place. So this obviously will be built and reviewed along with this in the live streams, and I'll more than likely build that when it is time to do that, and then I can just do a separate video for this, because I think a lot of people might be intrigued with this, because I don't know how many people are actually going to open this up. I'm stupid, so I will, and I couldn't care less because I'm going to have it on display. But for a lot of people, I think they might just keep it, well, mint in box. But that is everything from the Star Wars Lego Death Star. It is enormous, as you can see, just the size. If I do that, you can see just how many minifigures are still on show. I put it in front, bearing in mind this is a good sized box. Yeah, it's an interesting one. So let us know what you think, what your thoughts on this. I am going to be doing a live stream build, so you guys and girls can laugh or cry. It's a lot more impressive in person. It still doesn't really do it justification on the box artwork either, and the Lego website is dreadful compared to what it is like in store. So I am very, very much looking forward to going through absolutely every bit of detail that I find with you over the live streams over the next sort of 2 months, I think, possibly. Especially if you're doing like 90 minutes a live stream, 2 live streams a week with all the talking and bits and pieces like that, it's going to be a nice, interesting build. So if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care and I'll catch you next one.